I won't sugarcoat it. The latest TDS update is just stupid. Some parts of it were good, like hardcore reward and shrine buff, as well as Boomerang Guy and Kingpin are cool as well I guess. But the rest is not to the standard I should say. Let me explain why. TDS decided to release a brand new golden tower out of a blue, Golden Demoman. I do not really know why. With the both towers being released every month or so, the one for new golden skins was all time low, and I don't think we need one. Using Demoman for the tower to receive a golden skin also didn't make sense, because this tower just doesn't really need a golden skin. It's basically just an early game Rocketeer slash motor. The design also doesn't look all that interesting either, and feels really rushed, neither does it do anything special. It's just a Demoman with higher cost and stats, who also gains stun immunity which feels really random. I do not know how he will go fuse it out the line. He will either be outclassed by Rocketeer and Monster, or outclassed both, as he is basically meant to be an early and mid-game splash tower. Even though in my opinion splash is not needed early on, and mid-game once again already has Rocketeer and Monster as established splash damage dealers. Either option is not ideal and will just contribute to the balancing mess of TDS. Another thing is adding a golden skin adds 50,000 coins of grind needed to obtain the update content, which I will talk about in greater detail in a couple of minutes. This update also introduced some balance changes and they are mostly not good. Sad enough, they rebalanced Sabotier for some reason. Some people pointed out that it might have been because it was meta in Void Core, and they decided to make him more expensive so you can't afford him in time. Then we have Operator, and what the fuck did they do to him? That's some forsaken balancing right there. You might object and say that he got buffed due to his cost being cheaper at levels 5 and 6, as well as his placement limit being increased to 20, so you can benefit more from his passives, and with his damage passive being buffed until you realize that his damage got halved at max level, and decreased in other levels as well. Basically they made him rely even more on his passives, so he looks like less of a golden soldier ripoff. And what is his performance like now? I tested him by placing 20 of them. I went with a red DJ and commander against Molten Pavot, and they did pretty well, and then got beaten by engineer. By the way, there are 5 engineers and not 6, because I wanted them to add up to the 20 operators total cost to make this comparison as fair as possible. So yeah, operator is still us, this rebalance didn't do shit. I did not test early and mid game, but I assume the result is about the same. Electroshocker got caught walking and was eviscerated as well, not sure why. Demoman got nerfed to make room for the golden version, which is just sad. Like, if you need to nerf the original tower to make the upgraded version of the same tower to be worth of use, then you did something wrong when designing the upgraded tower. Lastly, Pyromancer and Assassin got small tweaks that are not really worthy of mention in my opinion. Overall, neither of the balances was good. Operator's rebalance was a complete failure, and a bunch of towers got nerfed for no valid reason. Did John Roblox sneak into the balancing team? Multiple game modes have witnessed a reward buff for Triumph. For example, cross mode now awards 250 more coins. Sounds great, and you might think that TDS grind will not be better until you realize that modifiers got a pretty significant nerf. Glass, for example, was decreased to only awarding 0.05% more rewards, and exploiting enemies was nerfed by 66%, going from 0.3% to only 0.1% extra reward. This, if you grind TDS with modifiers, particularly with this combo, that in total got a 0.35% bonus rewards nerf, actually means that rewards for you got nerfed, not buffed, as the devs claim. For example, before the update you would get 2700 coins for winning in Frost mode on normal map with these modifiers. Now you will only get 2537.5, rounded down to 2538 coins. That's 162 coins less. They did buff some other modifiers, but no one uses them anyway because you cannot win with them in a speedrun manner, if at all. Also, why the fuck did they nerf the Frost mod gems as well? It is not a small nerf either, the rate got more than halved. Who asked for that? They also tried to nerf the wave 17 hardcore grind by nerfing the gem rewards on earlier waves, which failed, because you can still grind like this, but now you need to reach wave 23 instead, which actually now awards 3 more gems than before. Overall, the so-called buff to rewards actually made the coin grind TTS worse. which is especially bad when we come to the worst pitfall of this, and to an extent to the previous update. Around 200,000 coins worth of content was added in the last 2 updates, not even counting gems needed for Kingpin. This is way too much grinding thrown at us in such a small period of time. Even if you decided not to get Kingpin and Golden Demoman and focus on limited time skins, you still need to grind around 150,000 coins. Okay, assuming you get a couple crates as rewards during your grind, this is actually closer to like 120,000, but this is still ridiculous. I understand that TDS needs to add limited time grinding stuff, so that people keep playing the game and revenue keeps coming, but this is some TDX level grind right there. I personally do not want to spend hours in Frost mode every time TDS decides to add limited skins and stuff. I have also stuff to do, like clearing my gaming backlog. Some other less fortunate people probably have jobs as well, so they are literally forced to spend all of their free time playing the stupid game mode. No snuffed rewards by the way. They added grind before, don't get me wrong, but it was never this bad. Did join Roblox sneak into the development team as well? This update, while having positive aspects, is overshadowed by idiotic decisions in regards to balancing and overall economy of the game. I hope TDS slows down with how much grind players have to do, especially considering that we already got monthly evolutions that alone already require hours just to get them. So when you throw in hundreds of thousand coins worth limited skins, it just becomes too much. And I also hope TDS base balance is better, because latest balancing decisions are just not it. Anyway, bye.